G'day, Da Vinci 999 here from Byron Bay, Australia. Just wanted to talk to you about this beautiful place that we've lived here for a while, over 10 years now, and it's very much a wellness destination. And what is that? I mean, in the last 20 years, wellness travel, wellness destination, going somewhere to feel better about yourself and bring that back into your life is like transformational travel. So I think what's happening is that has evolved. They've taken travel and wellness and it's made a baby, and it's now a $6 trillion baby. And what does that mean? That means that a lot of the travel industry that has incorporated the wellness experiences into their hotels, into their travel, into their experiences has lifted their profit margins up about 25% on average. And as it's happening around the world, what people are looking for is unique new experiences that they feel. So wellness obviously is something that you are healing. And in doing that, one, you have to be ready. So you travel to do that when you're ready. And a lot of the time, unfortunately, we all have a crisis before we even get ready to do that stuff. But these catalytic crises are the inflection points in our life that bring us to a whole new life and lifestyle. And the only untruth we have to unlearn is that our bodies can regenerate, our brains can regenerate. Any kind of damage that we've had, people have been miracles and put themselves back together, and they're walking around creating their new life, but they're so empowered in that time because they've gone through those doubts of self. Is really where you have dis-ease. It's the opposite of at ease. So really, if you have dis-ease in your life on any level, from the inside of your body all the way out to things you don't like in your reality, then you become at ease when you transform them into a better version. So whether that's changing your life, changing where you live, changing what you do, changing how you feel. Changing how you feel is the big key. It's changing everything else. Once you shift inside and you get that clarity inside, everything around you will change to match that vibration. But while you're in pain, trauma, old belief systems, then you're recreating these almost loops in your life until you actually resolve those issues, and then you move up the spiral instead of around the circle. So, wellness travel is a massive thing. We've been here for the last 7 years running Airbnbs that have wellness integrated into that. But the one thing we do differently to everyone else is we utilize hydrogen. I've been using that since I had my own personal crisis, and it saved me in 6 months, put my body back together, and started skateboarding at 47 and doing crazy things. And we've been doing this a lot with other people now that we know it works, with our children, with our communities. And now we're bringing it out to the world to say, hey, listen, we've been doing this for a long time now and it works every single time. And what we've developed is different ways of integrating this into lifestyle, and wellness travel and the tourism element is something that we've been blessed to be able to be in Byron Bay in Australia, one of the greatest wellness travel destinations in the world, and be able to be in this landscape to see how this element of hydrogen works. Now, there's a couple of different elements. If you've got a resort and you want to bring in more profit margin, so you've got people spending a little bit more, but they're really investing into themselves, so they're happy to have the massages, the acupuncture, the cannabis treatments, whatever it is that they're needing to incorporate in their personalized travel itinerary for themselves to evolve. And what they're looking to do is have that experience evolve, learn these new knowledge, and be able to take that back to their life and integrate that into their everyday life. And that is how their life changes. So to creating travel that changes your life, it's not just about partying and that. It is about balancing everything. So you want to experience the cultures, you want to reduce your alcohols, to be honest, and you want to incorporate some of these new experiences. Or maybe you're a veteran wellness person and you want to go to a place that's beautiful, like paradise, like we're in, and you want to experience all the best feelings and people that are into those things. So therefore you're gathering with people that are also learning, growing, or have already mastered stuff that you're trying to figure out. So this catalytic travel that we're all getting into is going to be ultimately driven when hydrogen is integrated. Now I say that and people say, what do you mean, Jack? Well, a lot of people know about hydrogen power, right? So if you're in an eco environment and we bring wellness and that they all link together, then hydrogen power is made from water, green hydrogen. Green hydrogen power is made from water. Now making it from water means it's virtually free, and that is one big element of running any kind of travel resort or accommodation or facility. There's a lot of power that gets used, right? So everyone's incorporating solar and whatever they can, but at the end of the day, power from hydrogen is available in certain ways now that can run smaller buildings. And as that grows, that industry, we're going to have bigger solutions. But the biggest solution that comes from it is understanding that hydrogen can do that power. It can also bring, like we have a guy that makes boxes and you put it on your car and it makes hydrogen and it halves your emissions, and you can put it on your boats and it halves your emissions, halves your costs. And a hydrogen car puts water into the environment. So in the future, 1 billion cars with water coming out of their environment, into the environment from their exhaust, is going to balance our atmosphere on many levels. So until that happens, we've got all these other ways of doing it, and this way is a way of not having to change your car and get a new car, and actually and it's making, you're pouring water in, it's making that fuel as you're going on demand. So there's solutions, and what I'm saying there is, every little boat out in the ocean can now half the amount of fuel that's going in, or get an electric hydrogen hybrid engine and actually put water into the ocean. There's a lot of new things happening, but the biggest thing about hydrogen is there's so much wellness that comes from it. Now, when you're talking wellness, you're talking oxidative stress. So a couple of major things hydrogen fixes: oxidative stress, ATP levels, vital energy levels, which come from your mitochondria, and balancing your toxic free radical levels, and also managing your inflammation, so your oxidative stress. And all of these things are major parts of a lot of the symptoms in 100 or so diseases, that as you use hydrogen as a gas and it goes into the cell and it cleans the cell and it regenerates the cell and it brings back from the oxidative stress to a healthy cell, this process is half of the disease's problem. So at the end of the day, they all start in this point. So if you can go back and strip back your cells and regenerate them back to normal, a lot of those symptoms disappear, a lot of the problems disappear, and if you do have major problems, you're left with just that problem, not a compounded interest over years before you even got that problem to be looked at. So there's major ways in the future where children are not going to have oxidative stress-based diseases, and that's like 100 of them. So therefore, there's a lot of going back to the source and fixing the molecular structure of the cell, and then the rest of the body can fall into alignment. At the same time, it's doing a lot of combing out the neurology. So when you're breathing it, it's going in through your brain. That gas is combing out the neurology and getting all the cell signaling firing in the right directions. And suddenly the neurology allows your mind to clear and your soul to sit in your body better. So you're more present, more in your body, because the traumas and the sicknesses keep us out of our body. So people are stuck in their head, they're not really in their body. If anyone's into God, then the ascension process is about landing in our bodies and being here, not actually being out there where we're not. So at the end of the day, here is some ideas around how we can incorporate. So we have these guys in University of New South Wales and Lavo have developed this hydrogen battery that can store, a special metal that they created can store hydrogen gas. So now they have a battery 3 times the size of a Tesla battery that can run a house or 2 or 3 or a bigger building off one battery that has a little ionizer and splits water. And that is really plug and play stuff for the wellness, for the travel industry to become wellness industry. Now that's the power. Now if you take out the power costs, and maybe spend 50, 100 grand getting those batteries set up around your thing, but the next 10 years of your whole thing doesn't have any power costs. So I'm pretty sure that's going to bring some profit margin back to you, and it's going to feel so good to be able to say we're powered by water, and people are going to come just for that. But then more than that, we have other little machines that you put in each room, and people breathe it, and they make water out of it, and they make spas out of it, and suddenly their whole insides are getting regenerated with hydrogen as well, which also is splitting water. So these machines, this equipment that you set up runs on water. So once you set it up, the cost is actually water. And you can get other machine that can pull 800 liters a day out of the air just from the moisture in the air and make pure water that you can then run this on. So therefore, a little bit of infrastructure, but this is all doable now. I mean, people just have to understand it's now. It's not tomorrow. It's not in 20 years. It's not the future. Star Wars is happening right now. In Star Wars, they had hydrogen baths that they put Han Solo into in The Return of the Jedi. Now, hydrogen baths are what we put into to regenerate all the skin and take all the oxidative stress and toxic free radicals out of the skin, which makes you actually glow younger. Like, I'm 83. 53. But hey, at 47, I was 130 kilos and in hospital with inflamed bowels and a completely stressed out system on many, many levels. And within 6 months, hydrogen water cleaned 6 weeks, hydrogen water cleaned out my gut. Alkalized water rebalanced my hydration system. And once I cleaned my gut out, my mind was clearer, and then I breathed a lot of hydrogen with the water, and within 6 months I'd lost 30 kilos, and I started skateboarding at 47, and I started doing crazy stuff. We had electric jets, surfboards, and in the last 7 years it's kept me active, it's kept me healthy, and it's taught me so much about the body and how we can regenerate it. And water is life. So if hydrogen was the big bang and now we're saying, hey, hydrogen is actually the molecule we need more of, why does it work so well? Well, what they discovered when they discovered is that in our tummy, in our gut, in the bottom colon, all the fish and plant fiber would be turned into hydrogen. All the meat and stuff would turn into methane, and that would create toxic free radicals, which creates inflammation, which slows down the system. Whereas hydrogen, created from fish and plant fiber, keeps the high energy, gets rid of all the toxic free radicals, and keeps the tummy in balance, and that keeps your brain fog away. So what we experienced is we had 3 days, 5 days, and 2 week stayovers where people came from all over the country, and they would stay with us on the side of the beach where we are right now, and we would have them doing 3 to 4 hours of breathing a day. We'd work with them on we'd only run vegetarian fish, obviously, for the week or for the period they were with us. And we're trying to and we'd use hydrogen tablets that made a lot more hydrogen, and doing that for a week in your tummy actually helps regenerate and clean out a lot of the stuff that's not meant to be there. And that gives you some momentum for healing, because a lot of people are stuck when they're in the disease. So now we want to get to at ease. And obviously all of this is actually to free your mind and give it clarity, so you can then focus your thoughts into a positive realm, because focusing your thoughts in a positive realm keeps actually your body and your cells and the water in your body in a different vibration than if you're in sickness and disease and negativity and thinking everything's going to get you, because nothing's out to get you. That's all in your mind, and to do that you have to clean your body to actually clean your mind. So they do detoxing and stuff, but hydrogen is like a spa detox for every single cell in your body. I can testimony to it. We've done massive saturations from 10 hours a day for a couple of weeks, depending on which muscle has blown in the body, and put together things back in 7 days and been skateboarding in 7 days later. So the regeneration is a fifth to a third of the time of everything else we've seen with every other type of thing. And if you add in other things like cannabis and mushrooms that rebuild the neurology and the endocannabinoid system, and then you add in the massage and the acupuncture to free up the meridians and free all the muscles out and release all the tension out of the body, and you can do whatever you like to add on top of that. But this foundational molecular energy recharges the ATP to vital levels, so the energy is now full in the cell, and that regenerates itself. The body can heal itself, but we've got to give it the right fuels and take out the right distractions. So when I'm distracted over here thinking it's got to do stuff when it should be over here just regenerating like this. So the future is very, very bright. When it comes to integrating hydrogen, now this video was to show you a whole bunch of stuff, how it works in wellness tourism, but at the end of the day, the other part of it is you want people to take this home. So the machines and the water filters and the system that we show them and teach them with and they experience it with, they also then order and have that at home when waiting for them by the time they get back. That's all in the whole package. So therefore your revenue streams are starting to grow, just not off what's happening here and here and here through the booking, but actually the integration of how they go, and obviously as they do that through their life, their network will start to come back again. And therefore the monetization of this, the intention is always to help people get what they need and give them the optimal experience, knowledge, wisdom and action plan so they can keep their new protocols overriding their old habits. And that's kind of transformational thinking and transformational travel in a nutshell. This is some love from Byron Bay, Australia. We hope to see you at one of our facilities that are being evolved right now from Hawaii to other places. And come and experience hydrogen. At the moment we're in Byron, so if you came down here we could link you up with a whole set of amazing vibrations that are more you than you've ever been before. That's how it works. Anyway, have a blessed day, and may you raise your vibration to the point where your soul remembers why we're here, who you are, and the actual magic that's inside you. Forces to be reckoned with, we all are. Thanks very much. Da Vinci 999 out.